I'm going to do my room tour. This specific room is 6490. It is on the back inside room. I'm going to start with the outside. The door is not magnetic. So if you have decoration you're going to put on your door, the door is not magnet. The little side thing here is. So, that has, so this here will not stay. And it will there. So that's one thing to know. That is just hanging up because of the magnetic wall hook. And one more thing, I don't know if I said, this does have the automatic key. It does have the key like that. So it does have the more, which is an easier way. That way you can scan you can get in your room if you use a lanyard. Whereas on my last ship, the Glory, you had to insert it, so you had to take it off. So it does have the easy access entry. So doing that, if you don't know, I am a strong believer of inside rooms. That's I try to cruise as cheap as possible, and I think a balcony room, my personal stance is a balcony room is the biggest waste of money you will have all week, but that's a story for another day. This is looking at there's some differences in this and a normal Carnival ship, and I'm recording this several days into the trip, actually toward the end of the trip. I like to do that even though you're going to see some of my stuff hanging on the walls. I think it's better to test it out and see what I like opposed to what I don't like. First thing you'll probably notice is the backdrop. Not been in any other rooms, but I assume those will probably be a little different. So that's one thing you notice. It does kind of liven up the room. The other thing, one of the first things you will notice probably is this mirror. It's got a nice kind of gold top plated mirror. As far as the outside, they do a good job with hooks. You've got one big strong hook there, and then you've got 3 hooks right there. So that's some of the noticeable difference. Some other positives. You're in good shape on USBs. You got 2 different plug-ins, and then you have a regular USB, and more importantly, the USB-C right there. So that is a plus. So you're a little bit light. So you're going to want to bring something like this to give yourself another USB-C. You've got the 2 little mirrors things here, or 2 little side. Looks like they got sheets in there, so I don't really like that, but you probably get that changed. You've got 2 lamps on each side. Those lamps do take up a pretty good amount of light. We'll test that out so you can see pretty well just with this one light on. Another thing here while we're here, if I can find it, you can turn the light on and off behind your door there. So you see, so when you're, that's a nice touch because you do not have to walk up and go to the side of the room and try to find there. There is some more USBs on one side. So you got that, another lamp there. So that's pretty good sized TV. They do have Discovery Channel, that kind of stuff, showing you stuff. You got your typical refrigerator, which does feel more like a refrigerator and less of whatever the other ones are. So good, cool refrigerator. Not probably the negatives. There's not a ton of storage. This here, you got 2 things there. Some countertop, I would say more of an upscale countertop. That's not granite, obviously, but it's pretty good upscale countertop. picking up where I left off and to change microphones. I would say one of the biggest negatives, or the biggest negatives for the room, is you don't have a lot of storage space. You've got two different things there, but that's a little bit harder to get to, and they got your kind of towels there. And you just got one closet. You've got your traditional closet, and then of course you have space for shoes there, and then 3 pull-out drawers, and then 3 others. So I wouldn't say it was super light, but there is a little bit, not as much storage as I've seen on some of the newer ships. Do have a full-length mirror there, so that comes in handy. So yeah, as far as the outside, and this here, if you saw this here is not part of the room. That is something of mine that I bring. It's a magnetic shelf. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. Oh, another thing, they do have this here, a temperature gauge, and I found this room more than others. I'm somebody that gets cold more than hot, but I have got hot in the night, so it feels like the temperature is fluctuating hot. So I always have to, when I get in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I'm having to turn it down a couple degrees. So, you know, that seems like that's been more of an issue than normal. Going into the bathroom does probably have some bigger changes. A nice bathroom. It is small. Going over the good thing, similar to the Celebration and stuff, you do have a shower door, so no shower curtain going to be hanging on to you. You know, while we're in the shower, nothing really. You do have this, you know, this here does attach, so you can reach all the places hard to reach to. You can do that. Got the, you know, plenty of water temperature and pressure and heat and all that kind of stuff. These shelves are nice. I don't know what they are, what they're made out of, but they're more kind of have that granite look to it. They're not, but they have that look to it. You got 6 of those total. You do have a real sink as well. Sorry, I had to get disconnected again. You know, you've got 6 of those. You do have a real shower sink, so that is nice, which means you've got some space underneath there. You've got 3 hooks on the back, so I use this little folding bag thing there. So if your wife or somebody had one, you would have room for another one there, so that is good if you're saving space. On to the biggest negative, you're probably seeing, you know, I'm 6 feet tall, and you know, and that my arm is almost to the edge. You got a mirror here for the makeup, I guess. But the biggest negative to me is the toilet. You see, it's not very wide, so you know, it is uncomfortable. So you know, that's, you know, so if that's an issue, you know, and you know, regardless of your size, that toilet is not going to be, it needs to be wider. Same thing with the shower. The shower is not very big, so if you are a bigger person, you could struggle with that, but you know, that is a couple of the negatives. But overall, it's a good room. I would say better than your typical Carnival inside room. But one thing while I'm on it, and I'm probably going to make a separate video of this, is the room, the cleanliness of the room is not very good. I found some hairs. You also do have a blow dryer and stuff here. That door does not open up. That one does it. But when I opened this up, I found like 4 obvious hairs right there. So that tells me the guy that cleaned my room did not even open this door to clean. So I think that's a problem. That's an issue regardless of what ship you're on. So I would say you might want to bring some wet wipes or something like that to make sure. I also found a hair in the shower as well. So I would say you probably, regardless of the ship you want to, I no longer trust the cabin stewardess to do a good job of cleaning. So, and I'm not a neat freak. So I would say bring some wet wipes or something like that to make sure the toilet and those kind of things are clean. I did see them changing the sheets. So yeah, and you do have room, of course, under the bed for the luggage. So that's it. That is an inside room 6490 tour. Let me know what you think if you stayed in a cabin before. Like and subscribe. All right, one more thing here, and this is obviously if you're sleeping with the lights out. I have the bathroom light on with the door shut. So I think that's probably the way to go unless you're super duper sensitive about light and sleeping. That gives you enough room to find the bathroom at night when you go to the bathroom. So I would say keeping the light on and the door shut will give you a light because it does not automatically come on like on some of the other classes.